There's nothing in the college football playoffs rulebook that says a two-loss team can't make the field of four. But none has done it in the event's first 3 seasons, which means unless the committee breaks with precedent this year, the Big Ten's now down to one possible playoff team. The 9-0 Wisconsin Badgers. Ohio State and Penn State both got second losses on Saturday. The Buckeyes gored by Iowa and PSU edged in a marathon at Michigan State. The Spartans join Ohio State as the East Division leaders, and MSU's got L's at the hands of Notre Dame and Northwestern. This was a really bad Saturday for the conference. Before, it had 3 teams with 1 loss or fewer. In other words, it had 3 teams that still hadn't lost more games than any playoff team ever. Now it has one such team. That team has played a bad schedule all year and could well be an underdog in the league championship. Other than that, good Saturday. The Big Ten's only clear playoff path is Wisconsin winning the league after a 12-0 regular season. Wisconsin's on cruise control in the West, a division the Badgers will clinch with their next win. They'll play in the Big Ten Championship on December 2nd in Indianapolis, and if they don't lose before then, it'll likely be a playoff play-in for them. Let's just assume the Badgers win their last 3 games. If they don't, their weak schedule likely precludes them from making the playoff even if they win. It would be mind-blowing for Wisconsin to make the playoff with anything less than a Big Ten title and an unbeaten record, because the Badgers have spent their season beating up on Maryland's and Indiana's and Purdue's and BYU's, and you get the picture. The Badgers' best win would be against, Iowa. That's not a playoff resume. But if you go 13-0 in the Big Ten, then yeah, you're in. If the East champion beats UW and Indy, the Big Ten's probably out. So the Big Ten would have to hope one of its 2-loss teams, whichever one has beaten Wisconsin in the title game, becomes a playoff trailblazer and gets in. Ohio State is the likeliest 2-loss Big Ten champ, for what that's worth. The Buckeyes are more talented than anyone else in the division, whether they always play like it or not, and they still control their own destiny in the East race. So does Michigan State, which visits Columbus next weekend. Mark D'Antonio's Spartans have beaten OSU at the Horseshoe before, but the winner has outright first place. If the Buckeyes win out, they'll be something like 4-1 against playoff top 25 teams on Selection Sunday, plus a horrible loss to Iowa. That record would be about average for a playoff participant, plus a horrible loss to Iowa. It would not be helpful if the Buckeyes' 2 losses were absolute destructions. A 2-loss Big Ten squad making it would also require chaos elsewhere. Several of these teams have got to go. The winner of the impending Alabama-Georgia SEC championship game will take one playoff spot. It's possible that the loser will take another. The winner of the impending Miami-Clemson ACC championship game will take another, unless Clemson gets a second loss before then or Miami loses twice. If the Big 12 champion has 1 loss, possible if it's Oklahoma or TCU, that team's taking 1 spot. Notre Dame's still around, as are Washington and even 2-loss Auburn.